Good day, everybody. This is meteorologist Mark Molnar. I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. As always, we're going to take a look at what's going on over your Christmas holiday here, heading on to the Christmas weekend and New Year's weekend and beyond. See if winter has any sort of snow plans for us, because I know a lot of you have not seen any snow yet and you really want to see some snow. So I'll break it all down for you, see if we have that weekend system coming up in New England, see if that's going to blossom into anything, and we'll see going into New Year's and beyond if we have any major storms, and see if the pattern is finally going to flip for us for wintry weather. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button down below so you're alerted when I come out with one of these videos. In the question or comment section down below, go ahead and question or comment. I love to read your questions and comments and respond. And there are timestamps down below if you wish to skip ahead. Don't forget to smash the like button as well if you like the video. And down below there is a link to my 2021-2022 winter outlook, the latest final outlook for this year. So go ahead and click on that and watch that if you haven't already. Let's get right into it. All right, taking a look briefly at the winter impact scale, I'm expecting from Christmas Day through earlier Sunday morning, the 26th. Not too many impacts here. I do expect there will be at least probably 2 to 5 inches of snow, especially into that yellow zone in upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and freezing rain potential later Christmas Day night. So heading on to the Saturday night, especially in Massachusetts, just north of Albany, northwest of Albany, and into parts of southern New Hampshire and Vermont. And I'll get into those freezing rain totals as well. So this is the area we're looking at that's of greatest concern over the next 7 days. All right, I'm going to show you this map again later in the segment. I want to show you this before I get into all the models. This is the snowfall map I've come out with from early Christmas Eve morning before sunrise all the way through Monday, December 27th. So take a look at it. We've got anywhere from a dusting to an inch or less. Most areas like Binghamton, Scranton, maybe eclipsing an inch in some of these locations, the higher terrain. Catskills, Poconos up to 2 to 3 inches here. Syracuse up towards Burlington and Concord, probably 2 to 4 inches. And northern New Hampshire and Maine, probably looking at 3 to 5 inches here. So let's get into the explanations here regarding the models, and then I'll come back to this map just a little bit later in the segment. All right, let's start off with the NAM 3-kilometer high resolution here. So this is going to take us through about the next 60 hours. I'm going to start out nationally here because where are your eyes drawn? They're drawn out west. Look at this. This is just the first 24 hours here, taking us into Christmas Eve and early Christmas Day. This is phenomenal snow here, up to 30 plus inches here in the Sierra Nevada, 10 to 20 plus here in the Cascades and the Rocky Mountains, and west of Denver too. Some areas getting 30, 40 plus here. That's pretty remarkable. Sierra Nevada is really becoming the big winner here. Look at this. Tremendous amount of snow here. So back east, I mean, this is not what you want to see out when you're back east and you want snow, all the snow coming out west. So we put this into motion and we see a little bit of snow here. Let's actually get into the northeast here and break this down for you. So we get into the northeast. This takes us through early Christmas Eve morning. So Thursday night into Friday morning before most of the sun rises. We'll have snowfall, and we'll have coating to up to an inch here in parts of the Poconos, Catskills, upper Susquehanna River Valley, over towards the Laurel Highlands, north central Pennsylvania, and across most of upstate New York into Connecticut and Massachusetts here. So we'll see a coating here. So that's quite interesting here, but it's not going to be a major snow and it's not going to stick around, but it'll create a nice atmosphere for your Christmas Eve morning. Now we're taking a look at the GFS. This is going to put things in perspective here. This has been the outlying model for this weekend storm, especially just post Christmas here. So the GFS handling the snowfall just like the NAM 3-kilometer on Christmas Eve morning, and that progresses to the east. Now here, I'm going to stop it right here because this is Sunday morning. So this is Saturday. Let's back this up. This is Saturday night, and then this is Sunday morning. So that's a lot of snow in just a short period of time here in the Northeast. What is going on here? Well, there's going to be an area of low pressure that moves across New York and Massachusetts, Connecticut area, and there's going to be some redevelopment. According to the GFS, we'll see if this holds true. Not completely buying it, but we are getting pretty close to this event. So this is interesting to see that the GFS is holding on to this. And then we're topping out at about, 9, 10, 11, up to a foot here in the highest elevations of north central New Hampshire. And then a general 3 to 5 inches throughout much of southern New Hampshire, Vermont, and into New York State here, and then up into Maine here, and especially northern New Hampshire and Vermont. That's where we're getting into the bigger totals, into the northern Adirondacks up near Saranac Lake, 6 to 8 inches. So there is the GFS, and if we progress that throughout next week, we don't see too much until about New Year's Day. Another kind of a broken record here in the same areas according to the GFS. So let's head over to the Canadian, see what that holds. So the Canadian is a little too much here initially on the snowfall for early Christmas Eve morning. So it's the general idea, though. Same areas. We progress this a little bit further later into the weekend. So you look at this. This is the same time period as the GFS. And we're not seeing those kind of totals up here. So yeah, that's why I'm not completely... There's a lot of disagreement with the models here, so close to the event. So that's something we don't like to normally see. And if you look here into central Pennsylvania, that system on Monday into Tuesday producing 3 to 5 inches here across the Laurel Highlands and the Alleghenies of Pennsylvania here. So that's pretty remarkable. That's something we didn't see on the GFS. So there is a lot of disagreement here. And this is going to factor into my snowfall forecast map just a little bit later on in the segment. I won't make you wait too long here. And that progresses throughout the week. And then look at that. Towards New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, the Canadian really going, oh, we lost it there, going crazy here with the snowfall totals here in northern New England. So we're going to have to watch this. This is interesting. And now here we go with the Euro. Take a look at this. So we start off with the Euro. We'll go into Christmas Eve morning here. So there you have it. It's a little bit high on the high end here in the upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and in northeast Pennsylvania. But the general idea is a coating to an inch here, just like I was showing you at the beginning on the NAM 3 kilometer. So we put this into motion. Take a look at this. This is quite remarkable that we're getting through the weekend. And look at that. The Euro doesn't have barely anything, you know, a dusting to up to 2-3 inches here in northern Vermont, New Hampshire. This is why I've been very hesitant to say a major snowstorm in New England, because the GFS is the only one that seems to be on board with blowing up the low pressure system here off the coast. And we're at this point, we're not sure whether that's something of a feedback error or if it's grasping a hold of some phasing and energy that the other models are not. But at this point of the game, it's really, you do not want to go with just one model on one storm here. And we put this throughout the rest of the week here. Then we get towards New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. And there is one thing to note here in the trend. Do you notice something here? Yeah, it's New Year's Eve through New Year's Day and the day after. All the models are pretty much indicating some sort of a snowstorm here in northern New England. We'll see if that holds true, but that's pretty remarkable to see all the models doing that sort of a trend. And then, of course, extending southward here, 3 to 4 inches general accumulation in upstate New York into Pennsylvania here. So we'll watch this here over the Christmas and New Year's holiday. All right, so let me give you the generalized view here. We'll take a look at the Euro first here. Starting off, yeah, the big show is definitely out west because back east we're dominated by high pressure, and I'll show you that on the height anomaly here coming up just before my official snowfall map coming up for the next couple days. So you see the parade of systems out west here. That is what I talked about here in my winter weather outlook earlier in the week here. So if you haven't watched that, click the link down below in the description of this video here. So heading out throughout next week, yeah, there's just, I mean, we get some sort of development trying back east, but it heads into high pressure and it's like a brick wall. We have a clipper type system up here in the Great Lakes. The southeast is really void of a lot of basically moisture here. Until next week, we could start to get into some severe weather. So this is about the Tuesday time frame, December 28th. I want to warn you across the, especially from Missouri, Illinois, southern Illinois southward, we could be looking at an area of severe weather here. This is classic low coming off of the plateau here in Colorado. And that heads east. You can see there's that line of convection. This is for Wednesday, December 29th. So we could be looking at some sort of severe weather outbreak here in parts of the same areas that saw that major tornado outbreak just a couple weeks ago. So that's not very good news. High pressure still dominating off the southeast coast here and up into eastern Canada as well. Pretty strong high, keeping all this moisture just south of the northeast here. And we do try to get a system moving in with some mixed precipitation just before New Year's Eve here. And then look at that. Another system tries to make a run for it. And then there's that snow developing just in time for New Year's Day. So it's interesting. All right, so we're going to take a look at the GFS really quickly here. Let's go through nationally, see if it has the same sort of thing as the Euro. There's that, let's back up here. There's that low pressure system. Very little fanfare down here in the southeast with that. Most of the convection remains right around the low, so we're not going to see any severe weather, at least thankfully on Christmas Day. Out west, things are just really breaking down here. Just a very stormy pattern here, agreeing with the Euro. And then heading into the northeast, we have that stronger low pressure system there. That's what I wanted to show you right there. In fact, I'll zoom in on that just after I get through this loop here. 984 millibar low. This is Sunday, December 26th. So, yeah, none of the other models are showing this, though. So, and that kind of heads to the south. It kind of indicates some sort of blocking up here that it heads to the southeast. And then the next system heading in, this is heading off to the north, kind of weakens into that high pressure system. And then we get into next week, the Wednesday time frame. And that's when we could see some of the severe weather here in the southeast. So let's get into the northeast here really quickly. So if we take a look, let's get to that low pressure system into the northeast. There it is. So we track that low pressure this is only the GFS indicating this. Low pressure across upstate New York, and then secondary development here, intensifying here in the Gulf of Maine, and then all this heavier snow. So that's where the GFS is picking up all of its returns on the heavier snow, really stalling the low and then before heading out to sea. All right, so I told you we'd come back to this snowfall map, and here it is. This is December 24th, before sunrise. So some of this, as I said, is before sunrise on Christmas Eve morning, up to a coating to 1 inch in these areas like Scranton, Binghamton, Buffalo, Erie, State College, and outside of New York City here and parts of Long Island, southern New England. Now, a lot of this up here is into including especially the system on Christmas Day and heading on into really early on Sunday morning. So this is where we'll see the greatest risk of snowfall accumulations. As I said, with the Euro, ice accumulations would be more into the Concord area, northern part of Massachusetts, and just north and west of Albany here. We're 1/10 to maybe up to 2/10 of an inch of ice. But the snowfall, the greatest risk is up here in northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and parts of Maine, especially the mountains up here. I think you could see 2 to as much as 5 inches of snow. So discounting the GFS and taking some of the other models into account, I think this is the best scenario to go with. All right, so let me show you the height anomalies here. Pretty much we're looking at starting off here with the trough out west and the ridge building across the central part of the eastern and central part of the United States here. So look at this mega high here, this ridge in the Gulf of Alaska. That's only strengthening as time goes on, and that's giving way to this massive trough out west and this big, huge ridge here across the east. This is not what you want to see for, any type of snowstorms here in the east. And we get these sort of low pressures that pinwheel around here. That's that low the GFS is kind of holding on to that no other model is doing anything with. But Christmas week into New Year's, this is just, this is the pattern we're stuck in here. Out west, the trough continues to intensify and the ridge continues to intensify in the east. So massive amount of snow, mountain snow, valley rain out west. And we just, heading into the new year, look at that. We start to get a little bit of a breakdown of the ridge back east, but it's just not enough. I mean, we get going into the first week of January, we finally get some sort of indication that that ridge is going to break down. And then, unfortunately, look at that. It just spins back up again. So we're stuck here. Let's take a look at the euro. So here we go. Same sort of thing. Christmas week, heading into Christmas weekend into next week. Ridge in the east, trough out west. That is that mega blocking high here in the Gulf of Alaska. So that just continues to reinforce the ridge out west, or the trough out west, and the ridge here in the east. So yeah, same pattern. All right, we're taking a look at Lucas D. from Linden, Texas. Take a look at this. This is the lightning, slow motion lightning that he captured. So this was back in mid-December here, just about a week or a little over a week ago. And this was during a lot of those severe weather outbreaks that were occurring down south. Take a look at that slow motion lightning from Lucas. Nice captures there in Linden, Texas. Wow. Yeah, severe weather has been quite an ongoing thing across the southeast. And here we go, TGIF, and also Christmas Eve across the northeast. So yeah, you'll be waking up to a nice wintry scene. This is mainly before sunrise on Christmas Eve. So before these highs get into the 40s, we'll be seeing a coating to up to an inch of snow, places like Buffalo, Binghamton, the suburbs of New York City, parts of Long Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and most of upstate New York here. So for that matter, we'll be seeing a nice coating of snow here. So very nice, but that will quickly melt off as that warm front pushes in throughout the afternoon hours, and temperatures will be warming into the 50s, places like Erie, Pittsburgh, and Harrisburg, and 43 in Binghamton, 44 in Scranton. And for your Christmas Eve here across the southeast, this does not look very Christmas-like, does it? It is nice, though. So if you do have to travel, you really have nothing to complain about. The only raindrop you'll see is in northeastern Tennessee up towards northern Virginia and eastern Kentucky. But look at this, 65 in Atlanta, beautiful blue skies. Panama City, 70, 79 in Miami, 83 in Houston. So get out there and enjoy. All right, looking at your Christmas Day across the northeast, it will feature a warm front pushing further northeastward across upstate New York into central New England, and that will bring some very warm temperatures near 60 in parts of Pittsburgh, 56 in Erie, 57 in Harrisburg, and look at that, rainfall getting heavy in western New York and Pennsylvania, and that will also bring in some mixed precipitation here to the north, starting off as snow, transitioning over to sleet and freezing rain, places like Concord, Burlington, and just north of Albany, where we could see up to an inch of ice during the day, Christmas Day. And then snow further north, maybe an inch or two starting out. All right, Christmas Day in the southeast. Wow. Yeah, this is interesting. 70s for the most of the area. Low to mid 70s, Atlanta 70, crystal clear blue skies, Panama City 76, 78 in Tampa, and 81 in Miami. But you are not the warm spot in Miami. That goes to Houston, 86. How about that on Christmas Day? Wow, that's definitely a different Christmas than those of us in the Northeast are used to. But you know what? If you like this sort of thing, get out there and enjoy it. You might have an outdoor Christmas. Wow, that is nice. All right, Sunday across the Northeast, we are getting rid of this low-pressure system. This will be early morning snow here across northern New England. So we'll pick up maybe another inch or two out of this, places like Burlington, Concord, Portland, and Bangor, Maine. Before we start to move out, the snow showers across Syracuse, Albany, and Boston area will slowly transition to a couple rain showers by mid-morning and then clearing out throughout the rest of the day. And you can see places like Binghamton, Erie, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, New York City, even Atlantic City, clearing out for a greater portion of the day. And your Sunday, the day after Christmas across the southeast, continuing more of the same. We will have a cold front, almost like a backdoor cold front, stretching just north of Norfolk, Raleigh, and Nashville. But you know what? It's a dry front. Most of the precipitation is to the north, up in the Ohio Valley, so you won't have to worry about any precipitation. 73 in Atlanta, 72 in Birmingham, and look at the Gulf Coast. 87 in Houston, getting downright hazy, hot, and humid there. 80 in Tampa, 78 in New Orleans, and 77 degrees in Panama City. Get out there and enjoy. All right, taking a look at your Monday across the Northeast. Those of you that have it off, enjoy it. The weather's not going to be that great, but it will get you kind of in the mood in northern New England. We'll see some snow showers developing, maybe an inch or two out of this, places like Burlington and Concord and Portland. Some rain mixed with snow and some sleet pellets at times around Syracuse, Binghamton, Albany, and Boston. Not too much accumulation out of this. And then rain, look at this, 54 in Pittsburgh. You've been really getting hit with a lot of warm weather lately, so this just does not feel very winter-like. But we'll be right around 40, 39 in Binghamton and Scranton, 41 in New York. And your Monday across the southeast. Thankfully, this front won't feature any major severe weather. That will be reserved for later next week, probably around Wednesday time frame. We'll be looking at that in probably the next video update. But this takes us into Monday, and you will continue the warm conditions, 86 in Houston, 71 in Atlanta, with the chance of a shower or a late day thunderstorm. Showers and thunderstorms potentially in Nashville and Birmingham area into the low to mid 70s. And look at that, Florida looking very sunny and very warm, 83 in Miami. All right, your extended outlook for my hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's Upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York into northeast Pennsylvania, starting with Christmas Eve. This snowfall that will likely occur is AM snow, an inch or less most areas. This is mainly before sunrise, so you'll wake up to a nice dusting of snow on Christmas Eve. But do not get used to it, because highs will be reaching 43 degrees, and this will melt off pretty fast. Christmas Eve night, rain develops anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch heading into Christmas Day. It will be a rainy day, unfortunately. For your Christmas, 42, low of 33, so it will be a cold rain to start, but we'll quickly transition over to lower 40s again. Sunday will be the only day where we'll have some clearing going on behind that main system, and then Monday, the next system moves in with some overrunning precipitation, starting off with a chance of a dusting to a coating to less than an inch of snow in the morning, transitioning to rain showers in the afternoon, 39, and for your Tuesday, 43, with a chance of some rain showers. And as always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. And I want to make certain that you know my Facebook page, MediaMark. It's also Weather Northeastern. Also Twitter. It's just at Weather Eastern. And, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel here. Hit the bell button so whenever I come out with an updated video, it comes right to your feed. So, there you have it. Thank you for joining me. And I'll take you through this winter with lots of updates weekly.